Welcome to this explainer. Look, if you've ever dealt with the absolute agony of lower back pain or sciatica, you know just how desperate you can get for some kind of relief. I mean, we're talking about a condition that affects up to 40% of us at some point, and it can bring along these incredibly debilitating sensory deficits, like numbness that radiates all the way down to your toes. We're always on the hunt for solutions, right? Well, today we are diving into a source document that presents a highly unusual, entirely free, and completely self-administered approach. So what if I told you that you might actually be looking for sciatica and lower back pain relief right inside your ear? No way, right? I know, it sounds totally unbelievable. We usually think about stretching, hitting up physical therapy, or taking medication for back pain. But today, we're unpacking a really fascinating technical document detailing the Ear Canal Pressure Method, or the SEPP Method. It's a simple, non-invasive self-treatment involving a very specific point inside your ear canal. Section 1. The 1-minute SEPP Method. A simple, non-invasive self-treatment. Okay, let's dive into this. Documented by independent researcher Oliver Bubel, the target point here is a palpable cartilage fissure, essentially a tiny little crack, located on the bottom back wall of the ear canal entrance. The source material uses this brilliant visualization. I want you to imagine your ear canal opening as a clock face. If you're looking forward, the target point is right at the 5 o'clock position in your left ear entrance and the 7 o'clock position in your right ear. If you reach in, you'll feel this small 1 to 3 millimeter gap between two firm cartilaginous ridges. Now, applying this is incredibly specific. Step 1, you position yourself by lying down on a couch with your head resting on a pillow. Step 2, reach your hands up beside your head and insert both index fingertips into the ear canals from a posterior direction, doing both simultaneously. Step 3, you just maintain a static hold for exactly 10 minutes. Now, you might instinctively want to press hard, to kind of massage the pain away, but the author strongly warns against that. The pressure required is incredibly light. To quote the text directly, it's almost just acknowledging the presence of the fissure. You literally just need enough contact to feel those two cartilaginous edges. There should be absolutely no tissue deformation, no firm compression, and definitely no discomfort whatsoever. Section 2, Locating the Cartilage Fissure. Anatomy of the External Acoustic Meatus. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what's going on under the surface. And anatomically, this target corresponds to the gap between the tragal cartilage and the main auricular cartilage plate. So the good news is, you don't need to go dangerously deep at all. You're simply accessing the entrance of the canal right where these two cartilages meet. To locate it accurately on yourself, the text instructs you to gently insert your index fingertip into the opening. Then, just slide your finger along the inferior or the bottom while moving slightly toward the back of your head. You will distinctly feel that vertical or oblique gap. And the author notes that this anatomical landmark has been consistently palpable in literally all the individuals he's examined. Section 3, Application and Timing. The strict 10-minute hold protocol. Timing is everything here. The method requires both ears to be treated simultaneously for a full 10 minutes. And remember, this is a strict static hold. That means absolutely no alternating sides, no massaging the cartilage, and no moving your fingers around. You literally just hold that incredibly light pressure for 10 minutes. The author also notes that the physical experience is completely neutral. So you're not going to feel some sudden spreading warmth or an ache in the ear. You simply hold the position. Section 4, A Mysterious French Origin. How the method was discovered in 2011. Okay, so the backstory here is honestly like a mystery novel. Back in 2011, while the author was suffering from severe recurrent lumbago, a colleague actually relayed some instructions over the phone from her brother, who was an unnamed osteopath practicing over in France. And these initial instructions, they were incredibly sparse. They just gave a rough location in the ear, said to apply sustained pressure, and promised that if it worked, pain relief would magically appear after exactly 5 days. There was no physiological explanation, no clear anatomical landmarks, not even instructions on how long you were supposed to press. This incredibly vague phone call is actually what sparked the author's 15-year journey to systematically refine the technique himself. Section 5, The 15-Year Self-Observation. Tracking Pain and Numbness Relief. So the crucial point here is comparing his historical suffering with his post-treatment results. The author's typical untreated pattern involved waking up with severe back pain and sciatic radiation that caused actual numbness all the way down to his toes. And these episodes had stretched out to last an agonizing 4 months at a time. But upon his very first application of the SEPP method in 2011, he observed that the pain and numbness vanished completely approximately 5 days after that 10-minute application, exactly as the mysterious osteopath predicted. And the long-term observation is even more compelling. The text notes that over 15 years, the author noticed a progressive shortening of response latency. Eventually, he actually learned to apply the method immediately upon feeling those early warning signs of back strain. By doing this prophylactically, he reports that he has successfully prevented the overnight symptom manifestation altogether, stating he hasn't experienced a full episode of lumbago or sciatica in several years now. Section 6. Limitations and medical disclaimers. The boundaries of this illustrative case. Now we have to talk about the science, and the author explicitly outlines some massive scientific limitations in the paper. This is an illustrative case, essentially an N-of-1 study. There is no control condition, which means we simply cannot rule out the placebo effect or just natural healing. Plus, there was immense expectancy bias because, well, he was told to expect relief in 5 days. He didn't keep a daily diary, he relied on recollection, and obviously there was no blinding involved. We are looking at a self-observation here, not a randomized, peer-reviewed clinical trial. Section 7, a public domain gift, open source medicine for everyone. But here's the truly amazing part. The author deliberately placed this refined method directly into the public domain to prevent any proprietary enclosure. He doesn't want anyone patenting this and charging you money for it. He wants the medical community and the public to use it, test it, and research it completely freely. You can read the full, detailed technical description for yourself at the provided link on your screen. The author also actively invites feedback, so try it out and let him know what happened by sending an email. Which leaves us with a really fascinating final thought to chew on. Is open source, public domain medicine the future of pain relief? You know, when someone discovers a potentially life-changing, zero-cost technique, sharing it freely so the world can collaboratively figure out why it works might just be the ultimate gift. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and keep questioning the world around you.